Yeah, hi everyone, this is Ashmita from Saurabh's classes, and in today's class we are going to discuss about the paper 2 of the UPSC 2022 paper, which most of you might have given, and you all know how tough it was, and it was really a tough nut to crack, right? So we are going to solve certain questions in today's class. Now here we are not going to solve all the questions, rather we are focusing on certain selected questions per video, and if you focus and if you follow our videos, you would understand that we solve elaborately each of these questions, and we are targeting 5 questions to be discussed in a detailed way in each of our classes. So let's begin. Now, before moving over to the questions, I would like to discuss something about our classes. That is, at Saurabh's classes, we provide you with all the study materials that you require for any kind of competitive examinations or any kind of entrance examinations. So if you are by chance preparing for any kind of entrance test, then we are here to help you out with all the guidance that you require. Here you will get live sessions, recorded sessions, portal access that's available to all the enrolled candidates 24/7. We also provide you with doubt clearing sessions, crash course facilities, scholarship facilities, and also mock test facilities and worksheets after every class. So what are you waiting for? If you really want to have a rigorous practice of the entire syllabus, revision classes and all, you should definitely join our classes. And as you can see that too much of pressure is there, too much of competition is there. So if you really want to win this competition, you need expert guidance, and we at Saurabh's classes, we will help you out with all the things that you require. That's it. Now if you really want to join our classes, you can just check the description box below this video. You will get the contact details as well as the website link. Our official website is www.saurabhsclasses.com. Let's begin. Yeah, so hello everyone, we are doing UPSC 2022 paper. This is paper number 2, and this examination took place in June, and we are solving question number 51 till 55 in today's class. I've already told you we are going to solve 5 questions in each of our videos. Alright, let's check the direction that they have given, like directions for the following 3 items. So 3 questions are following this. That is passage 1. We are going to read right now. Read the following 2 passages and answer the items that follow the passages. And your answers to these items should be based on the passages only. So just like comprehension passages that you did in your school days, in your college time, just like that, we are going to take out the answers from the passages, and then we are going to relate it with the options that we are provided with. Now, passage 1 says, in an economic organization, allowing mankind to benefit by the productivity of machines should lead to a very good life of leisure. Okay, so they're talking about an economic organization where they're talking about allowing mankind to take the benefit of machines, to take the benefit of the productivity of machines, because nowadays mostly work is done by machine. Hardly people have to do anything. All the work is being done by machines. Only initially people have to switch it on, they have to just tidy the machine, that's it. Otherwise most of the things are being done by machines only. And much leisure is apt to be tedious except to those who have intelligent activities and interests. So mostly people are having leisure, they are having good life. If a leisure population is to be happy, it must be an educated population. So if this leisure is wanted by our population, they need to get educated first, because if there is no education, only how will we make such kind of machines, right, which will work on its own and we will just sit freely? We need to get educated. and must be educated with a view to enjoyment as well as to direct usefulness of technical knowledge. So, isn't it interesting, this paragraph they are talking about an idea that is like quite, this is an idea where human beings can definitely think of technological advancements, and due to which they can obviously have their leisure time, their own leisure time, right? So we need to get educated first for that, because we cannot think, if we do not get educated, we won't be able to think in that way, in that advanced way. So we need to get educated first to get these kind of machines which will allow us to have our leisure time, right? Let's get to see what points are there after this passage following it. So more or less you have understood. Let's get to see the question. The question says, question number 51 says, which of the following statements best reflects the underlying tone of the passage? Underlying tone means what is the main thing that the passage is trying to say. The passage is trying to say that only an educated population can make the best use of the benefits of the economic progress. Yep, this is obviously correct, but let's check the other options also. We don't know. I just got this one to be correct, and that's why I just told you, but let's check the other options also. All the economic development should be aimed at the creation of leisure. Not really. This is not the main point of the passage. They are talking about getting educated, so that through education only we can make some machines through which we can make an economic progress, right? What about number C? An increase in the educated population of a country leads to an increase in the happiness of its people. Not at all. They are not even talking about happiness. Number D says use of machines should be encouraged in order to create a large leisure population. No, the paragraph is not at all focusing on leisure, okay? It's focusing on advancement of our society, which we can make by getting ourselves so much educated so that we can just enjoy the technological advancements, okay? It's not about leisure. We shouldn't be sitting idle, of course. That's not the main focus of the paragraph. So yeah, of course, number A will be the correct one. Let's move over to question number 52. Let's move over to passage number 2. It says, if presents bring less thrill now that we are grown up, perhaps it is because we have too much already. Or perhaps it is because we have lost the fullness of the joy of giving, and with it the fullness of the joy of receiving. Yes, absolutely true. Nowadays we are almost dead from inside and hardly we have any kind of emotions. Like little kids have so much of emotions, but the way we are growing up, the harshness of the society, that makes us less like emotional. Okay, it really makes us less emotional. Having we start having less feelings towards each other. So that is why we have just forgotten the the feeling of receiving a gift and just giving a gift. So nowadays we hardly think of even giving or receiving a gift, right? So we don't have any feelings, that happiness we don't have, that sadness we don't have any of these things, right? Nothing. Neither we are happy, neither we are sad. So it's always a straight face that we are having. So no emotions, isn't it? So yeah, coming back to the discussion. Children's fears of appointment. Their miseries are cute, but they do not look too forward nor too backward. So you see, this is a very good line that demonstrates our feelings nowadays. That children do not think of extreme possibilities or extreme sadness, or like they do not think of all these things, but we as adults, we think of so many stuff that is quite complicated. We always think of like so much of complex emotions we have that we always think about, right? At the same time, we think about so many stuff. So after becoming an adult, our lives become so much emotionless, right? So they are talking about children whose fears are poignant, their miseries are so acute, and like they have hardly any kind of miseries because they think of that misery for a very little time and then they just forget about it. Their joys are clear and complete. So little children have so much of joy in their mind. Their joys, their happiness are so complete because they have not yet learned always to add but to every proposition. Yes, so whenever we think of helping others or whenever we think of taking help from others, we always think of, yeah, I will be helping you, but will you do that for me? We always think of that give and take thing that if I do something, that person should always also be doing something, right? So that give and take policy, that but if I think of this word but, this creates like too much of complex emotions with us. So here they are talking about the mindset of of a child and the mindset of nowadays adults. Okay, perhaps we are too cautious, too anxious, too skeptical. Perhaps some of our cares would shrink if we thought less about them and entered with more single-minded enjoyment into the happiness that come our way. So they are talking about that we should think of it less, okay? Instead, we should not think about too much in an intense way about like too many tensions we think about, too much we get offended with little things, from little things. So instead of getting anxious, instead of getting too much skeptical, we should definitely like think in a smooth way rather than in a very like wavy manner. So our thinking should be like smooth, okay, calm and smooth. Instead of too much of thinking, too much of complex emotions, we should always think about like in a less in a less complex way we should think. That is what the paragraph is trying to say. So let's get to see what questions are following it. Now the question says, with reference to the passage, which one of the statements is correct? It is not possible for adults to feel thrilled by presence. Okay, number B says there can be more than one reason why adults feel less thrilled by presence. Okay, number C says the author does not know why adults feel less thrilled by presence. No, the author has obviously told us a lot about both children as well as adults. Number D says adults have less capacity to feel the joy of loving or being loved. Not at all. The situation has made us like this. So we can yeah, we can go with number B because we don't know exactly why adults don't feel thrilled by presence because there are numerous complications when a child becomes an adult. Okay, so yeah, number B. Let's move over to the next question. Question number 53 says the author of the passage is against worrying too much about the past and the future, being in the habit of thinking about the present, no, not being thrilled by new things, no, giving and receiving joy only partially, yeah, yes. From the passage, we get this only that, yeah, we still give and receive, but there is not that joy that we used to have in our childhood days, okay? That happiness we don't have anymore. Let's move over to the next question. Question number 54 says, let A, B, C represent distinct non-zero digits. Suppose X is the sum of all the possible three-digit numbers formed by A, B, C without repetition. Consider the following statements. The number one statement says the four-digit least value of X is this one. Four-digit least value, okay. And the three-digit greater value of X is this one. So which of the following statements is or are correct? Your correct answer will be number 1. That is number A, 1 is correct. Okay. Let's move over to question number 55. That's the last question for today's class, by the way. The question says there is a numeric lock which has a three-digit pin. Okay. Pin contains digits 1 to 7. Alright, there is no repetition of digits, and the digits in the pin from left to right are in the decreasing order. So starting from the highest number to the lowest number. Any two digits in the pin differ by at least 2. How many maximum attempts does one need to find out the pin with certainty? The number of attempts that a person can make is 10. 10 attempts a person can make. So that was the discussion. Let's continue with the other questions in our other classes. So that's it for today's class, and we are going to continue with this series of solving session again in our next classes. Till then, if you have any queries and doubts, you can just post your comment below this video, and you can go over to the description box and check the details regarding our classes and get enrolled. That's it. We are going to meet once again in our next classes.